mukbang. That's my dad. This is my mom. And my sister's over there eating. So we got Zaxby's. We got Zaxby's. And we're just, a mukbang is where you just like talk about a story or your life. But yeah, so we're gonna think about what, should we talk about our summer?
Okay.
Okay. This is funny. It's weird because some people, they don't like eating in front of the camera. I don't know why.
And I got the delicious food. Daddy, don't
I got a grilled cheese. Oh yeah, Zaxby's.
I got grilled cheese too.
We got Zaxby's, and I got grilled
And
cheese.
I got french fries and a juice. I don't know what
Thank
it
you,
is.
Lord, for this wonderful meal, for this blessed day, for everything you do for us each and every day, Lord. Thank you for loving us unconditionally. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. But I got 2 grilled cheeses and french fries and some brown goldfish cookies. And Cassie got the same thing, and a fruit punch. That's what you talk about. But what story should we talk about?
My food's cold already.
We gotta wait for my dad to get home. It don't taste like last time. It tastes like Sunny's, which is better. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of Zaxby's.
Me too.
But, okay, let's talk about,
Our trip.
yeah, our trip.
But comment
we
down
didn't go-
below and subscribe to our video too.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like this
And it's
video.
Sister Drama, not Sister Flora. It's Sister Drama.
But yeah, we didn't really vlog. We didn't even post a video of our trip, guys. We're sorry about that. But our trip was super fun. It was amazing. It was like a 7-day trip or something. Even 8.
Was it a 7-day trip?
It felt long.
I don't know, it felt short to me.
It felt super long, man. We rented a big old van, and me and my sister made a bed in the back. Like it was a 4-seat thing, and we made a bed. It was so much fun. And so the first place we took a lot of stops. It took us how many hours?
I don't know, I wasn't driving.
Dad, how many?
So we're in Michigan?
Yeah.
Like 18 or 19?
Yeah, and he drove the whole way.
Yeah, he drove everywhere. Let's just say that. And my mom drove sometimes.
I
And
drove.
she drove.
I only drove an hour and 20 minutes of the whole trip.
Yeah. Okay. And then when we got to Michigan, we saw we stayed in a would you say motel or hotel? Motel? I'm not sure. I don't know.
We stayed in a hotel.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, we didn't plan like where to stay the whole
Yeah.
trip. We just
We just
were
she was
gunning
on
it.
her phone.
We were just looking as we were there,
Yeah.
But
which
And
was a bad idea.
I can't see
But
you guys. Sorry.
If we wouldn't have done that, we wouldn't have ended up at the Great Wolf Lodge, which
yeah, I will tell you that in a little bit. So we got there, and that night we saw fireflies for my first time seeing fireflies. What? My first time seeing fireflies, and me and my sister, it was our first time.
Yes.
And they were so cool. They're just, you could see them like fluttering. It was amazing. And then the next morning we woke up, we went to, what was that restaurant called or whatever it was, or breakfast place? The little,
Big Boy?
Yeah, Big Boy. Went to Big Boy. I don't think I've ever been there. Are those, can you find those around here? Yeah, my dad, he said he grew when he was little, he grew up over there too. Like he didn't live over there, but he grew up a little bit over there. Yeah, he grew up a little bit over there, but he mainly knew where everything was, and he used to pick different type of fruit stuff. like blueberries. Yeah, but he used to pick all of them, all the fruit. But yeah. And then we traveled to, what was after that? After we were leaving Michigan, we left
Sandusky, Ohio.
Sandusky, Ohio.
Well, we weren't planning on like stopping in Ohio because we were trying to go to Niagara Falls, but we needed somewhere to stay, and Lorenzo started looking for hotels in our area, in the area that we were at the moment, which ended up being Sandusky,
We
Ohio.
kept on finding hotels and hotels and hotels, and we kept on finding hotels and hotels.
Which the hotel, like, that's the time I only drove like 15-20 minutes. And Lorenzo was looking up like hotels on the GPS, and the first thing that popped up, he started reading it out to me, and he said like Great Wolf or something like that. He didn't even finish his sentence. I finished it for him because I knew what he was gonna say, which was the Great Wolf Lodge. And I was like, the Great Wolf Lodge? I've always wanted to stay there, and we were in the area, and I felt like it was a once in a lifetime thing. Like that, those are not all over the United States. It's only in certain parts, and I know Florida doesn't have any. So the closest one is Atlanta, and they just opened. But we were in that area in Ohio, and we ended up stopping, and they had rooms available, and that's where we ended up staying.
I
Which
always
was a good idea.
thought the Great Wolf Lodge was like in Orlando or something, because I've seen it on commercials. Like, I always see
Good
it.
too. That's what the commercial. It's not even in Florida.
I thought it was because like the Disney commercial would just be showing it and all that. I'd be like, it looks fun because it was like an inside water park. So the day we got there, it was so much fun. The ears, they had ears when you went in, and we were with my dad's mom, his sister, and
Your grandma.
my grandma, and my dad, my tia, and her daughter, and all of us. But it was so much fun. And then the day we stayed there, there was like so many things to do there. But the next day we went to the inside water park. It was so much fun. They were so huge. Me and my dad went on this tube, this tube one, and it was so much fun. I went so fast.
Do you know that place? You could have that. I really like cherry coke.
What else did we go to? After that was Niagara Falls, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went to Niagara Falls, which that was amazing. It was amazing. When we were on the boat, because we got there, it was so tall. How many feet? I don't even know.
You don't have 180 feet?
No, that was underwater.
Yeah, underwater was like 180 feet. I heard them
There's
say
no
that.
way.
Yeah, they
Or
said
was the
that.
waterfall with him? No, there's no way?
It was
Yeah.
the water. So that's
It was
what
180 feet deep.
that's.
We didn't get any life jackets. Now that I'm thinking about it.
We should have.
We should have.
They
But
gave
that
us
was before that incident that happened in another state, so.
But yeah, we got on. We were in New York. New York, right? We were in New York at that time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got to New York and we went to Niagara Falls. And what's so cool, I see in movies where there's like a rainbow over the like the waterfall. And when we got there, when we were on the boat, we were turning on the boat, and there was a huge rainbow over the water. It was so pretty. And so yeah, and right next to it, there's Canada. So we decided to go get McDonald's and eat, and then we got off. We walked to the, what do you call it? Where you give them your passport and all that?
It's like a checkpoint thing
Yeah.
to cross the border.
Yeah.
It was so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess the news makes like, they make you feel like when you go to Mexico, like it's a big deal. It's hard to cross. It's a lot of information. It's a long process. But whenever we went to Canada, all they needed was my driver's license, and I was able to cross. That easy. Took like not even 2 minutes.
it was so long to walk over there though, but it was crazy over there. I've never seen that much chaos or anything.
Chaos.
What does chaos mean? I don't know. But there were so many people, like thousands and millions, and then they have fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
But at night, I saw that by the waterfall, by Niagara Falls, there was like these big old lights, and they shine on the water and makes it look like a rainbow. It was cool.
It's like a projector every night you do that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing every night they have fireworks.
So yeah. Even though what was her name? Oh yeah. My friend Gigi from church, I asked everybody if they put a question that they would get a shout out on my YouTube channel. Even though she didn't put a question, she was the first one. So if you follow me on Musically, it's with, I didn't know how to spell Jesus at the time. I get them mixed up, G and J. I got it mixed up. So it says that if I change my name, I can't change it till 30 more days. So it's Jesus Lover. It's GESUS_LOVER. Jesus Lover. But yeah. And then if you want to go follow this girl, my friend from church, it's at Giselle. What would you say?
Loser?
Loser?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know. But here's her thing. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. I'll just spell it out. At GISELLE.LOSER. Giselle at Giselle.loser, I guess. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm sorry. But yeah, we got there. It was so much fun, guys. And then after that, we drove. Some nights we wouldn't stay nowhere. We just keep driving to our next destination. But we went to New York. No, we went to New York City. Yeah, then our next thing was New York City, and
We ended up staying in Jersey. We stayed in Newark, which was how many miles away from New York City? 20 minutes away. We took we went to Penn Station, and we took, I think it was like an Amtrak type of train, which took us straight to Madison Square Garden. And once we were there, once we got out of Madison Square Garden, there's like a tunnel thing. And as soon as we walk up the stairs, like you're right in the middle of the city. Like everything's right there, everything. So it was different. You know how we're from Florida and we're not used to big buildings like that. So it was different. A lot of street performers, hot dogs. The first thing that Cassidy wanted, because she was starving, was hot dogs. And she loves hot dogs. That's one of her favorite meals to eat, or foods to eat. So she ended up getting a hot dog, and she finished it so fast that she was the one that tasted the hot dog. None of us had hot dogs.
yeah.
We did have pizza, which we got a pizza from a little pizza parlor type of thing over there, like a mom and pop's type of restaurant, which was very good. Instead of shredded cheese, a lot of people in New York use the margarita cheese, which is big cubes of cheese that they put on the pizza. And they put these leaves on it. I don't even know what they were called.
They
looked like mint leaves, and they tasted like mint, very strong. But it was a weird mixture, but it was a very good mixture because it was different, and it actually went good together.
You told them about the Disney store?
Oh yeah, and we went to the Disney store because we're Disney annual pass holders, and how could you not go to New York and stop there? Every Disney store to me was different. The way they decorate it and everything.
It was a 2-story building.
Yeah, it had an escalator in it, and it was very nice, very well decorated. They had a lot of big,
We got this.
doll things in there. And we ended up getting a Mickey Mouse that says, I love New York. We got a little Minnie Mouse shape of the Statue of Liberty. I got a mug that says New York, I love New York, or love New York, or something like that, and it has a Mickey head on top. What else?
I think that's it.
Yeah, I wanted to get the Statue of Liberty Minnie Mouse, the doll just like this doll, but they ran out, and they weren't gonna have until the next day, which we were not gonna be there the next day. We were gonna be on our way to Washington D.C. But I ended up getting a book bag.
Yeah. She got a blind bag, like an animation blind bag.
Yeah, Cassie got one of those, and what else?
And then, yeah, we were just there. We walked. I don't even know how long. Our feet were hurting.
I had,
Oh yeah.
thank God I didn't wear my sandals, but I had some Vans sneakers on. I would not recommend those type of shoes. I had my Adidas shoes that I took, but for some dumb reason I did not wear them because I wanted to look cute or whatever. No, that's not a good idea to try to look cute in New York, especially when it comes to your shoes. I had blisters, very, very, very bad blisters, and I was struggling. But we took the double-decker bus. It took us a long ways from where Times Square was, all the way, like, basically close to Brooklyn. Well, before you got to Brooklyn. So whenever they're able to stop at certain bus stops, you could get off at whatever bus stop, and when you're ready to get back on, you could get on at whatever other bus stop you want to get it back on the bus. So we ended up getting off. I don't know what address it was, but it wasn't that far from Brooklyn. So we're like, let's just walk to Brooklyn. And we used our GPS, and on our way to to walk to the Brooklyn Bridge, not Brooklyn, but the Brooklyn Bridge, we ended up stopping by the 9/11 Memorial, which was very sad.
We got a book, but
It was a very sad sight to see. Like, it was just crazy because when 9/11 happened, I was in 7th grade. And
I'm going there next year. Oh,
since I was around her age, matter of fact, when it happened, and you know how there's always people like selling stuff on the streets? Well, there was this guy selling like the books, and it shows pictures of like how 9/11 happened and what area this happened and what area that happened. And he opened the book and he was showing us. He's like, "Here, look, this is where this happened, and you're right here." And
that's how
he convinced Lorenzo to buy the book, which it didn't matter. It was a good investment because it's a 9/11 book, memory book, and it tells you how everything happened, where it happened, and everything. And it's crazy to actually be there because you feel so little.
You can see planes passing by the
Yeah,
building.
we seen planes because the airport's not that far from there. You seen planes passing by, and it gave you like a visual representation of how it might have looked when the plane was passing by the buildings. You could see the shadow of the planes reflection, the reflection on the glass, and it just looks very scary because it makes you.
It looks like they're gonna hit it.
Yeah, it looks just like how it looked on TV. It's just crazy, but it's very pretty there now, just the way they did the memorial and stuff. And then once we left from there, we kept walking. We ended up walking like super far. I can't even tell you how many miles. It felt like miles that we walked. And they'll call it blocks, whatever, but it felt like miles to me. And we ended up walking all the way to the Brooklyn Bridge, which was so far. But it was such a pretty place to be. We were starving. There's people selling like food and like souvenirs as you're walking up the bridge. We ended up stopping by and we bought some mangoes from some ladies
With
tahini and lemon juice, which was very good because we were starving. And we had to take lots of water bottles because we actually took a book bag full of water bottles, which we actually drank all of them.
Yeah.
What else?
At night it got crazy.
Oh yeah, at night it's very.
Oh, we saw a famous.
Oh yeah, and when we were on the red, me and Lorenzo, well, all of us were on the red double-decker buses. We were passing by a store, and we seen like a whole bunch of people taking pictures of somebody, and we're like, it has to be a celebrity. And I was like looking very closely, which I have a video of that. I'll put it in a video. I'll put it in this.
Yeah, we could have a clip of
Mukbang.
it. Yeah.
But I seen Meek Mills. The only reason I knew who he was, which I don't really follow celebrities, it's just because it'll pop up on Instagram or whatever, you know. And also he went to jail, and there's like a big thing about him trying to get out of jail. and he used to be with Nicki Minaj, which growing up, I mean, you knew who Nicki Minaj was, but it was crazy that he was right there. But
It was, woo, I was like, who is that?
yeah, but it was very fun. After the Brooklyn Bridge, I wish we would have kept walking the whole way over.
There's more
I
stuff.
would have liked to
We
go
weren't
over to
able to
Brooklyn.
see the Statue of Liberty when we were there.
Yeah, we were like on a time crunch. That's something we weren't able to see, but you never know. It might be a future trip or something. But
Sorry, the lighting's bad. It's because there's only a little bit right here, but
oh yeah, we just got back from the movies.
yeah. Oh yeah, we saw the Teen Titans Go movie,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I'm gonna spoil it. But later we get if you turn up the light. She's trying to turn it up, guys. We'll make it.
I think you're just dark because you're burnt. Yeah, she's burnt from the sun. She gets super dark. But what else? The
Then
movie was funny.
Yeah,
by
it
the
was
way,
super-
I gotta stay till the end. 'Cause
yeah,
there's, like, a
stay
clip
till
in
the end. We
there.
were the last ones to stay, and we stayed. And I don't want to tell you, but if you keep, you know how there's the clips like who
The
I forgot what it's called. Or
the
just
credits.
Yeah, credits. Just stay a little bit longer, and if you wait, it'll look like a glitch, and then you'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? What else?
We took a taxi.
For the first time.
It was scary to me.
We got us to our hotel very quickly.
Yeah, I was like, the whole car was shaking. I was like,
So
but that was fun. But
going to the Penn station to take the train or whatever, it's very confusing and complicated. But
we didn't know how to get back to the hotel.
we didn't know how to do anything. We had to ask people. And you know how over here in Florida, like, I don't know, we talk to people, say hey, bye, whatever, ask questions, like, we're not afraid to ask questions to people, you know? Over there, it's a whole totally different story. We walked from our hotel down to, like, a train stop, and we asked the lady, I told her we're not from here, could you give us some advice? How do we get to New York City? What's the closest thing? Like, what do you recommend? Blah, blah, blah. And she was very nice, but she did mention that she knew we weren't from around there, which is probably a bad idea because we could get robbed or whatever, but not thinking about it. But she knew we weren't from around there because we were talking to her. I guess a lot of people over there don't talk to each other, or she said they're not really nice. So she knew that we weren't from there, because nobody talks to each other. But thank God she was nice and she helped us. And then when she explained for us what to do, but then once we got there, we got confused again because there's like TVs and monitors and it's crazy in there. And we ended up buying tickets to go to New York City and to be able to.
It was so complicated.
Yeah, to be able to come back. And once we got on the train, I asked somebody else that was next to me, and she was very, very nice. She was even willing to like be
Take
our
us.
tour guide, sort of.
Yeah.
Like she wanted to get off because she had to go to work over there anyways. But she wanted to get off and walk us around and tell us where's this at or where's that, or, whatever. I forgot her name. It was very long. She was Hispanic, but she was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was gonna say something, but I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't know, but it was super fun. And after that, we like stayed that night, but we walked. We walked from out of our hotel all the way, not all the way to New York City, but we walked. It takes long. Like if you're in a car, it's gonna be. But that's when we like got on the bus and that. Would that be called a subway?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But after we like got out of that hotel, we started heading out to Washington D.C. Right? Yeah, that was fun. That was my first time, I think, seeing it. My cousins got to see it. It looks cool. But we drove to Washington. It didn't seem that long. They said it would take long, but I don't know. I thought it would. That's what I thought. And it was so short for me because I just kept sleeping and sleeping. And
Lorenzo drove the whole way, but being his co-pilot, it was very hard because I had to stay awake for him, and I wanted to fall asleep super bad. No matter what I did, I couldn't stay up. I would drink coffee, I couldn't stay up.
we had to stay at some rest areas. Like, I think one time or like...
No, one time to try to get to New York, had a
Yeah.
decent time.
He was sleeping. He was just...
We were only there for like 20-something minutes. We didn't even stay long. He kept driving.
Oh, that tiny toilet was funny.
It was freezing.
It was.
It was like in the 50s.
The windows were cold. I didn't think it'd be like that. But they don't have humidity over there. Like right now, I think we have humidity and it's hot. So it's bad.
We have humidity all the time here in Florida.
Comment down below what do we call it, country or state? Like where you live. I don't know.
State.
What state you live in? I live in Lincoln.
That's a city. You live in Florida, girl. That's a state. But it was crazy. I mean,
We got to Washington D.C.
oh yeah.
We walked. We saw the. I learned it in school, but I forget everything.
Washington Monument.
Yes. And then we saw the Abraham Lincoln, where that big old statue of him, where he's sitting.
It's huge. Him
in
looks
a
little in
chair.
pictures. It looks like
Yeah.
you're right next to it and you're like, it's okay. It's huge.
They expect people not to go over the little chain. It's like right on the ground. You can just go. It's right here. You can just go. It's like so small. They need like security, but my sister said she wanted to climb on it to go sit down with him. But she learned that in kindergarten. She's going to first grade, but she's always wanted to see that. And I always thought that big old monument thing was like right in the water. The water's like a couple inches. But it was super fun, but I always thought it was in the water because I've seen movies. I think it was Forrest Gump, or I think it was that, and it looked like it's in the water, like they're all like outside and all. Was it actually in that place right there where they were at? Unless, I don't know, but it was cool. It was amazing, but it took us it wasn't that long, but like to walk to the White House. My dad took us to the back, I think. It was like a closer
Yeah,
view, they
because
said.
we ended up, we could see the White House from the front of the house, but it was so far. Like, you drive so long, and you walk so far just to have to not be able to see it close up. Like, it's ridiculous how still farther the house is. And then there's a fence, and then there's another fence, so it's ridiculous. So we walked over to the back, which is closer, and the view's like better.
It's so pretty. It's like they keep it clean all the time. But I told my mom, I wonder if Trump was in the building today, because like that'd be awesome to like know that he was right there when you were there. But and then we just saw like a lot of people over there. That was crazy. But some people were like dancing on the road and all that.
Street performing.
There was a lot of what do you call them, security, or yeah, they had their like guns out and they had a table and all that. They were just standing all by the fence lined up. It was crazy. But then I like was looking by the building. There was like a whole like surrounding thing of like men with like suits, clean suits on.
They look like the Men in Black.
Yeah, and they had a canine with them. But it looked super cool. And then after that, guys, our journey had stopped everything that we went.
We were supposed to stop in North Carolina to spend the night with Lorenzo's relatives, which we couldn't, unfortunately, because his cousin had to work. She works at Duke University, so we couldn't stop. But I think we're just ready to go home. After a while from traveling so much, you want to go home to your own state, your own bed, whatever, So we left, and
the drive home, I think
we were so happy once we were close to Florida.
Oh,
we
my-
actually
my-
stopped at Sunny's. Like, it
Yeah.
was like nobody else has Sunny's. I didn't see Sunny. Once we left Florida, I didn't see Sunny's anywhere.
You know what was weird? Because over here where we live, the mac and cheese is small and the grilled cheese is huge. over there where we had Sunnies, the grilled cheese were super small and the bowl of macaroni and cheese was big. It was crazy. I couldn't even, well, I finished, but after that we drove home and I think I stayed awake the rest of the time we were going home. And as soon as I knew where we were at, because we were in Hank City where I was born, I knew where we were at and I was like, Cassie, we're already home. Because I seen SeaWorld, I was like, oh, that's by Orlando, right? And I was like, oh, so we're almost there. And then as soon as we got to Hank City, I was like, Cassie, we're almost home. And then as soon as we got to Lakeland, I was like, Cassie, we're home. She was like, we're home. Yeah, we're in Lakeland. Oh, yeah, we're in Lakeland. And she was just screaming. She was like, we're in Florida. Well, we're already in Florida, but she was like, we're home, we're home. And then we went to my grandma's, dropped them off, helped them. We got the van for one more day. We got to keep it for one more day. And then, well, it was crazy because we were back to our normal routine. And my mom had my mom and dad had 2 weeks off. It was crazy though. Is that the longest you ever had off?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we got the van for one more day. And it was crazy because the next day we went to the movies. Like, they didn't even want to sleep in or nothing. They woke up early. They said, you want to go to the movies? And we watched Transylvania 2. No, sorry, I got mixed up. Which one?
The third one?
Yeah, sorry. I always think of second parts. I never really think they do third. Sorry. Third. We watched all of them. They're so funny. This one, it wasn't that funny, but it was funny. It was cute though. And we just went back to our normal routine and all of that.
Yeah, but that was it. And it kept raining anyways.
Yeah.
So it rained one time when we were over there.
It was
the weather
beautiful.
was perfect. I mean, Michigan's weather was perfect. No humidity. I like no humidity, you know? And all the weather was perfect. It wasn't hot. It wasn't too cool. It was perfect. Like, that compared to our weather is ridiculous. But
now it's just thundering, raining, lightning.
yeah, Florida, that's what Florida's about. Always raining.
It's terrible. But I feel like it's safe over here. I don't know why. I feel like everything happens anywhere else except here. But that was it. Was there anything else we missed? Yeah.
No.
And my friend Gigi, her musically talent I was talking about, she went like a week after us, right? Or yeah, she went a week after us.
2 weeks?
It was 2 weeks.
A week?
I think it was a week. We got back on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know, but yeah, she probably already got here today or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she got here today, and today is July the 29th. 29th. But yeah, I think she got here today or early in the morning. I'm not sure, but she was, and then one of her musically, she was like, "I'm still far away from Florida." It was a long trip, guys. Like, when we were leaving, it was 8 o'clock. And oh my gosh. It's crazy, guys. Well, thank you for joining us in our
Mukbang.
And
Little Miss Cassidy never wants to join in any little videos that we do or make because, I don't know, she's always on YouTube watching puppies and crazy stuff. But can't be sister drama without any drama. But yep.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.